Some of these niggas, man, bro, no one's safe. Unless, nah, I think there's a few players that are safe. I think the Warriors will never trade Steph Curry. I think, I think Denver will never trade Jokic unless they're absolutely dumb. Uh, Spurs will never trade Wemby. Milwaukee will trade Giannis though. Um, I think they'll only play it safe. But the main one is Wemby. Wemby ain't never getting traded. It's Wemby, unless he requests one.
Craziest trade
I think even if he requests one, I don't
deadline
think
ever?
he's gonna get traded.
I don't know. I feel like we always say that.
Nah,
Last year was pretty good, I think.
I forget last year already.
I don't know. I just remember saying last year was good at some point.
Yeah. I think with what occurred, based like the Luka
Mainly
and
the
AD
Luka
trade was so out of left field.
It's rare to see a trade that big get kept secret for so long, right? Like with Jimmy, for example, massive trade, but it was really clear that that was going to happen.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
if everyone thinks that Shams is hacked, like that's how you know it's out of left field.
Yeah. I remember we were at dinner. Well, we were at dinner at the same place.
Yeah.
Together.
Like, and we're right next to each other. Tables are right next to each
They were-
other.
And like always right after we played the Lakers, so I was in the best mood. And all of a sudden I'm like, Josh. You're like, what? And like, I'm like looking at my phone and we're both like, is this real?
Yeah, he's like,
It was
look at to the Lakers. I said Doncic? Look at Doncic, he's going?
And that's what Book said. He thought it was Luka Garza.
Yeah. Honestly, what made me the most angry with that trade is that it happened at that time. Like, they couldn't have done it 4 hours before Max Christie gave us 15 and the Lakers beat us. So, ideally, in a perfect world, they did that 3 hours before our game. Max Christie doesn't play. Everyone's in a down state of mind because they just, their friend Anthony Davis just got traded, and then we win. But it didn't happen that way. So that was my only quarrel with that whole thing.
funny part about this. So it's nothing to do with it. Well, it kind of has something to do with the trade. I used to strength train with a guy. Still do every time I go back to Chicago. But strength train with a guy out there. Max Christie, who went to high school not too far from where I went to high school, uses the same strength coach in the summertime. And so he came to visit to watch us play against each other. And he was like, after this, I'm flying to LA to see Max and Cam, his brother, play against each other because his brother's on the Clippers. He said, and so he's like, I chose this for my 40th birthday party instead of going to like Europe or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. So trade happens. I text him literally. I was like, "You still going to LA? You still going to LA?"
Yeah, worst mistake.
And he was just like, I think he ended up still going, making a trip out of it. But he was just like, "Wow, like this is
tough,
ridiculous."
I know, obviously, Mavs fans still have like a special place in your heart being in Dallas. Did you see some of the content on social media? Just them like rioting and bringing coffins to the arena. Like
Coffin's crazy.
Coffin's crazy.
The coffin's crazy.
Yeah, he's still alive. He just
The coffin is crazy.
2 hours, northwest.
Yeah.
He's still there. I'm saying Luka. I'm like, it's all right. He's
2 hours northwest.
he's 2 hours northwest of Dallas.
What, on a plane?
Yeah, I go on a plane. It's,
Northwest?
yes, northwest.
Am I tripping there?
You're saying LA is higher than Dallas?
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah, I'd have to
Dallas
look
is
at a
here,
map.
LA's here. I'm like, it's not like he. Am I bugging?
Yes.
Let's pull it up.
How am I bugging?
I mean, your point,
Texas
I mean,
is
your
the-
hands look like it's. You're
Texas
pointing,
is the most southern.
I know,
state.
but I feel like you're pointing up where like
You're looking like
Washington
San
is.
Francisco.
Yeah.
No, Washington's up here.
Brother. My brother in Christ.
I mean, either way, it's still northwest. They're not on the same.
They're
Like-
pretty on a pretty even plane, to be
Let me
honest. They're almost exactly parallel.
Almost, but they're not. So they're
Okay,
just.
LA is
so
a little-
Josh, it's
technically-
not northwest.
It's
You're not
it's just west.
north. Yes,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
west.
west.
Just say
It's
west.
west. It's west.
I mean, if you went just west, you'd probably be in like. Anyways,
Beware. Before beware, where would we
It'd
go?
probably be like if Dallas, where that looked, it looked like it'd be like Orange County, which doesn't.
I feel like
Isn't LA.
of all the things with
Let me zoom
respect to
out
the
of
trade
this.
that we could be talking about, it's probably the least consequential.
It's sad to know that we have a degree from the same
You
university.
know, if you're just west, you're in San Diego.
Okay.
So it's north. You still got to go up. You still got to go north.
So, if you're Rob Pelinka, and you get a call saying, would you like 25-year-old Luka Doncic? What do you say?
I probably would just hang up.
Like you're like,
Just
oh,
say,
you're
yeah.
fucking with me.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he even said it. He thought it was a joke. It's a head scratcher.
I
It's a head scratcher because it's not because like obviously AD going to the Mavs. No, that's like it's a head scratcher of how it all went down. Like I never thought Luka would get traded without him asking for one. Right? I never thought he'd get offered first before like
Yeah.
not the Lakers saying, "Hey, do you want to do that?"
People approach them.
Yeah. I just find that there's a big question mark on it. And if it works for the Mavs, good. But I feel like the Mavs fans have like they've invested like their heart and soul into like Luka because since day one, like it was like when Luka got there,
That's their guy.
that's their guy. Everyone changed. Everyone was like, "This Luka's the
Facts,
man.
though.
This is what
Bro.
we're gonna do."
Where's the loyalty? Like, where's the loyalty in the NBA? There used to be loyalty, but now players, I see why KD did what he did. I see why Jimmy did what he did. See, you kind of see why, because they could just trade
For
you.
him, we're gonna
And to me, the only no trade clause person should be the best person or the face of the NBA. And that's from why does Bradley Bill have a no trade clause? You gave Bradley Bill a no trade clause. What are you doing? I don't care if he was averaging 70 points. You gave Bradley Bill a no trade clause. Why? I mean, yeah, he's out
we're
of
gonna
Washington, but flipping heck.
surround him in the city with like love and respect. Like he had that for the last 6 years, whatever it's been. And Madison's like, I saw one thing on Twitter. It was like, yo, I saw a person say, hey, like no matter if they win or not, like emotionally, I'm not invested anymore. Like, damn.
I will say the thing, the only
Makes
two things I'm
sense,
like
though.
I really took from it was like one, I'll say Luka's classy as hell because one he got traded and then like all like the little like reports or whatever like oh he's 270 or they were scared or like worried about Supermax, all these like rumored reports, and he never addressed it. He just like took the high road, didn't say nothing. So I'm like, dang. I don't know if I could do that.
He's classy, but he's also competitive as hell. So just I
Oh,
think we have to wait to see what
he's
until he comes back to
he's
Dallas.
gonna get Dallas is getting all that smoke.
Yeah.
But there's that, and
Facts.
I think because
Facts.
it was so
Watch the game.
shocking, I would say there was a bunch of like AD, like we were all acting like AD is not AD.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is still Anthony Davis. Like he's
It's not the thing is it's not who we traded. Like
is this
it's not that Luka and AD got traded for each other. It's not like that disparity between them. It's not that, right? It's how the Mavs got off of Luka
yeah
and did the trade.
yeah
Yeah, it makes you. I mean, we talked about this off the pod. It makes you question the entire concept of what it means to be untouchable, right? Because what you're saying is there's not really. You would have said
three
there's no.
people untouchable.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You would have said that there's no package really that someone could put forth where Luka would be on. Obviously, something insane, right? But it makes you think.
There's three people in my eyes.
Wemby.
Wemby, maybe four. Wemby, Jokic, SGA.
Luka's
think
still
it-
untouchable. I know he just got traded, but
He got touched.
Literally,
he got touched. They just
He got touched.
but they just
That's what
found
he
their
said.
they just found their guy for the next decade.
Yeah. So who you said? You
his
said
point,
what?
he
You said
got
Wemby,
touched, so-
Jokic, SGA. Was there a fourth or no? I have a fourth.
Shay?
Who's it for?
Oh, sorry,
I said
Shay.
Shay.
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal is untouchable.
He got the
I guess
no
anyone with a
trade.
no
Bradley
trade
Beal is
He's
clause.
not getting
untouchable.
touched unless he wants to be touched.
All right.
I'm just saying, unless he wants to be touched.
All right.
I'm just saying. That's the fact we're talking about untouchable.
Is Ant or no?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm tripping. Ant. That's my fourth. That's my fourth.
Is he?
Ant,
Yes.
yeah. Ant's like,
They just got rid of Cat.
Yeah, face
They're
of the
not
league.
getting rid of Anthony.
Ant had like the ability to be the face of the league in a year or two.
Yeah, I guess I'm just rethinking everything after that. Like I'm like obviously Luka was so untouchable that I'm just like, if you're not an MVP and you're not a 7'4" freak, like are you really untouchable?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some people. Yeah.
Tatum's up there. He's borderline.
Is he untouchable?
Borderline untouchable.
He's untouchable.
Yeah.
He's untouchable.
It's so funny, like trade deadline. It's always like so funny to see the difference of like what teams do. Right? You have like obviously teams that try to make like the Lakers are like obviously you made the Luka trade, you made the trade for Mark Williams. It's just they only got those two, right? Like those are like the
Yes.
two main. So it's like they got two.
Maxey.
But isn't he hurt?
I'm just letting you know. That's
Yeah, but like
shout out Maxey.
yeah. So it's like you can tell like they're like we want to win now and like for the future. But then you have like other teams that are just like not. I don't want to say tanking because they can't tank, but like they're just like dumpster fire. They get off their guys. But then you have some teams that's like Portland, for example. Like you think like trade deadline, like they were going to make moves and like get off money and make trades, but then they won like 9 out of 10, or I think they just won the other day.
10
So 10 out of
now.
11 now.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, like they're hooping. Now it's like, you know what? Maybe we can try to get in this play-in and not make any trades. So it's just so interesting to see the dynamic of like what a week or two leading up into trade deadline does.
This episode is sponsored by ZipRecruit.
Fit.
Question. First,
.com
start showing
I've seen those memes.
speed up your high.
to try it.
Perfect.
Sign up, winners, and
It is interesting though. Like, I think Shea's touchable. Pause. I think you could trade Shea. Like, let's keep it, but I think you could trade Shea. Because to me, I think they'll trade Shea. They did the same with Russ. So I think you could trade Shea. I think the only true untouchables, I think Steph, I think Ye- Wemby. I think they could get rid of Jokic, but I don't think they will. He is the best player in the world. Jokic and and oh, nah, but Ant could get traded. If they traded Cat, to me they could trade Ant. I low key think LeBron, because he ain't got traded before, and I don't think he ever will. I think he'll retire, or not getting traded. Who's the nuts? I don't think they ever gonna get traded.